Hello everyone. I'm doing this video to show you how to set up a local working environment for WordPress. So this is the best way that I found to work with WordPress on my local computer. So I've been creating WordPress websites for the longest time now, and these are tools that I really like to use. And so to get started with this, I'm just going to quickly show you the tools that we're going to be using. Tool number one is VirtualBox. So this is something that you need to download to be able to set up this virtual environment that we're going to be creating for WordPress. So it's very easy. Just go to virtualbox.org, download the VirtualBox for your environment. I'm currently working on a Mac, so I have OS X installed, and so I'm going to be using this download here for VirtualBox. Once that's downloaded, just open it, go through the installation process. You can leave everything as the default. Just keep clicking next, 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 and you're done. The second tool we're going to be using is Vagrant. You can just Google Vagrant. It's this link right over here. So just click on it, and then you can go to download. Also select the download for your installation. In my case, I'll be installing this link, this download over here. So I already have VirtualBox and Vagrant installed, but I'm just downloading here as an example. So once that's done as well, just open it up, go through the steps. You can leave everything as default and just finish installation, and you're good to go. Once you have both of them installed, the next tool we're going to be using is available at this website. It's vccw.cc. So this is a development environment created by these guys here, which is awesome. So it's pretty much a downloadable zip archive with everything that you're going to need. So it has your Vagrant configuration, and it has other tools with it too that we're going to be using, like the WordPress CLI, WordPress client for your terminal. It also has WordMove, which is an awesome tool for moving your website over to your cloud servers and other environments you may have online. So once you download this, you have all your stuff downloaded. The next step would be to create a folder on your local machine that you want to use for your development environment. So I have a folder here called development on my Mac, and I'm just going to create a new folder called example.test. So this is going to be our development website here, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to unpack the VCCW download that I just downloaded here from this website. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm going to delete this. And actually what I want to do is I'm going to bring all of these files from here to here. Just want to make sure that the files that I want to use are on the actual example.test folder. I'm going to just remove this file here because I don't need it. So what this is just all the stuff you need to get set up with your Vagrant machine. And so Vagrant machine is going to be using your VirtualBox behind the scenes, and over here you have all the defaults that you need to get started with WordPress. And in just a few minutes you're going to see how easy this all is to get started. But before we move forward, I just want to remind you that you can customize the configuration, and the way to do it is to use this default YML file here, and you don't want to edit this file directly. What you want to do is you want to bring it over to this folder. So we're just going to copy it and paste it over here, and we're going to rename it site. So this is how you override the default configuration from the default YML file here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up this folder on Sublime just to show things in more detail here. So here is your site YML file, and this is going to be all the configuration for your WordPress installation, and this configuration is for your local environment only. So you can come in here and configure your host name. So if you want to use a specific host name, you can. And in our case here, we're working on this example.test website, so I'm going to switch this up to example. And you can see there's many other types of settings here, and you can update, you can specify a version of WordPress that you want to use. You can specify the language you want to use, the title of your WordPress site. So let's just use example website. It's not a mode site installation. You can also configure the URL structure, and the most common rewrite structure is the post name structure. That's what people tend to use the most. You can specify the URLs here that would be overriding the database settings. You can create your username and password and specify your email here as well. We're just going to leave all of this stuff as default. This is just to show you that you have the ability to customize all these settings. And we're going to go ahead with this. But before we do, if you do want to be able to access your website on this local URL, which this is, you need to make sure to edit your hosts file on your local computer. So I'm on a Mac here, and the way to do it is to open up Terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the terminal here. I'm going to bring up a new screen just to clean this up here. And I'm going to cd to my, just make sure that I'm on my home file, on my home folder here. And the way to do it is we're going to edit the host file, and I need to make sure that I have administrative permissions to do so. So I'm going to go and edit with nano. So it's sudo space nano space /etc/hosts. So this file has all the local websites that I'm currently working on. So I'm going to open it up. I have to type in my password, and here it is. So you can see here there's already a few websites that I've been working on at the moment. I'm just going to tab this through to go down to the bottom. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this IP address, and we're going to use it as the IP address for the example.test website. And that's pretty much it. So to exit this screen, I'm going to Control X, and it's going to ask me if I want to save the changes. I'm going to type in Y and enter, and that's it. So that's saved. Now, before we can see the website, we actually need to run this installation. So that would be our next step. So I'm going to cd into my development folder and then into the example test website. And so the example test folder is where all of these files are sitting, and this is your main folder for your project. And to get started with your project, all you have to do is type in Vagrant up. And what this is going to do is just going to download the virtual machine. It's going to install everything for you, and it's going to get everything set up, and within a few minutes it's going to have a WordPress website up and running on your local computer. So as you can see here, as it's going through the installations, are already downloaded WordPress, so it's all your files are going to be sitting on this folder here. And here we'll be able to edit your themes, create new themes, work with plugins, or set up a site for a client of yours if you're thinking about starting a WordPress business, or if you have been working on a or if you have a WordPress agency or consultancy and you work with websites for your clients, this is where you're going to be editing all the stuff. And so this is a great setup. And I've been working with WordPress for the past 10 years, and I came across this setup, and I thought it was pretty simple to set up. You need to know a little bit of how to use the terminal, how to connect everything together, but once you do, it's just really simple to get started with a new project on a separate installation. Everything is contained within one folder, and you can use Git to push your changes to the cloud if you want to, if you need to work on different machines and if you have different developers working together. So this is a very comprehensive setup that you can use on your business. So we're almost over with the installation here. So let's see how this goes. And so, well, one thing I'd like to ask you guys is, if you've been watching up until now and you have any questions, just write down a comment below. I'll do my best to try to answer the questions, or even create new videos as a response to your questions. So this is one of my first videos here. I just want to start showing people how I work and how I create things with WordPress, and just spread the word and spread the knowledge. And so if you have any questions, or if you have any doubts about maybe something that I missed during this this tutorial, or if you'd like to learn anything new or anything different, or if there's anything specific that you'd like to learn, just write down comments below, and I'll do my best to create a video to show you how to get things done with WordPress. So as you can see, downloaded everything, installed everything, and now we're up and running. So what we can do now is just open up the browser and go to example.test, and you should see a brand new website installed. So there it is. So this is a brand new WordPress installation on your local computer, and it's ready to go. So you can just log in like you normally would, and the password and username and password are admin, unless you changed something here on the configuration file under site file here, which I didn't. So you can just go ahead and log in, and everything is here and you're ready to go. Looks like it already came with a plugin, a free plugin installed, and I think it's specified right here. So you can specify the plugins on your installation, and it will try to download the plugins from the WordPress repository. And so here it is. And so I just want to show you simple ways to work with this website. So you can start making changes right away. Let's say you wanted to start making changes to the site, and you can just add something here, and you will see that change right away on the live website. Let me just refresh this page, and there it is. So this folder here now is linked to your Vagrant machine, and any changes that you make here are going to be linked to your virtual box where you're running this website from. So it's pretty simple to work with Vagrant. Just wanted to show you a few more things that you can do with it. So if you want to log in to your Vagrant machine, all you have to do is type in Vagrant SSH. So you're going to log into your machine. There it is. So we're logged, and your website is going to be sitting on the default folder, I believe, and it's specified here under your configuration here as well. There it is. So document root folder. So it's var www.html. So to see your website and your files, just type in, and you can list those files, and there they are. Here they are. So one cool thing also that comes with this installation is that it installs the WordPress client for your terminal, and I usually do this. I use it on a daily basis, and I use it for simple stuff like exporting a database, and it's pretty simple. Like you just type in WP for WordPress, DB for database export. It's going to generate a export file, so you can use this export file to import this WordPress website to a remote server or do anything you want with it. And so if you downloaded a database from a client website that you're working and you want to bring it into your computer and you have the WordPress database files, you can just drop it inside this WordPress folder here, and whatever files you have here are going to be available on your virtual machine, and you can access it from here as well. So you can easily import a file into your WordPress installation on the Vagrant machine as well, and you can import it just like that, and there it is. So just re-imported the same file that I exported a minute ago. Just wanted to show you the command. So there's lots of things you can do with this WordPress client, and another thing you can do is you can install plugins. So you can type in WP plugin install Jetpack, and you can activate. You can use the flag for activate, and so it's going to download Jetpack and install it for you and everything, and activate it, all this stuff. There you go, it's almost done. Just showing you some examples of things you can do with this. One other cool thing that comes with this installation is that I'm just going to show you guys. So we'll go to the dashboard and we'll see that Jetpack is installed, ready to go, ready to be configured. One other thing I use a lot that comes with this installation is WordMove. And so we'll see that there's a WordMove file right here. So maybe this is subject for another tutorial, but this is pretty simple, and maybe we can go through this together right now. So this is your local configuration for your local installation here. I'm just going to update this file here, so example.test. This is our site, and I'm going to save this inside the Vagrant machine because I prefer to run WordMove from my Vagrant machine. So I'm going to move this file to this WordPress folder here. I'm going to save it, and so this is the file that we're editing now. And so you can add as many configurations as you want. Let's say you had a production website on the cloud, and I do have one set up. I'm just going to use my URL here. So feliperenaldi.com. So it's example.feliperenaldi.com. This is where the website would be sitting. So it's home, Felipe Rinaldi, and public HTML. I haven't created a database, but let's say I had a database information. I would just add that there. Host would be the local host on that machine. And then the SSH information. So this is how you would connect to the machine, through your SSH connection. And so you could enter your host name here, your username, and in this case I could use Felipe Rinaldi or example Felipe Rinaldi. It doesn't matter, it would link to the same server, same IP address. So I'm just using Felipe Rinaldi for now. And so I would be connecting to port 22. I'm just going to save this and show you how it would work. So let's say I had made changes to this website and wanted to push it to my server. All I had to do now is type in WordMove, and I want to push to the production environment. So I use the flag, the E flag over there. And I want to push everything, so I'm going to use the all flag here. Let's see if it's going to work. It's probably going to ask me for a password. There it is. I'm going to say yes. I configure the password. Let's see if it's working. So it's already pushing all the files, everything to my cloud server. So I guess for every step it's going to be asking me to type in my password. So there's ways you can bypass this. You can configure a key on your Vagrant machine, and you can add that key to your server, so you don't need to be typing the password every time. But and you can just keep typing your password on every step of the way, and it will push everything to your server. And then you can go ahead and look at your server, and you see all the installation on there, the database, everything's correct. So I'm not going to go through everything because I didn't set up a database. Maybe I can do a new tutorial on this, and maybe more specifics about WordMove and how to use it on a day-to-day, or even how to integrate all this stuff with GitHub. So if you guys have any questions, leave some comments. I'll do my best to answer them all, or even record new tutorials with things that you want to learn. Again, this is just my first video, but I'd love to start posting more videos and showing how I run things here in my company and how I create websites for clients. And so if you're interested in this kind of stuff, let me know, and we'll go from there. Okay, hope you liked this video. Take care.